Yo, what is up guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we've got another review on another what if player. We're going to go through what if FLORIAN THAUVIN. We're going to go through the card, his players, clips, details and stats. Before we get into all of that, if I could ask you guys to please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell so you know when I upload, and comment down below what your thoughts are on the what if promo too. And without further ado, let's get into the video. So guys, this is the team that I use, FLORIAN THAUVIN, and I played him in 4-2-3-1, and I played him at the attacking mid spot. I didn't actually try him out on the right hand side, although of course originally FLORIAN THAUVIN is a right winger. I wanted to keep him central. I do think he's capable of playing out on that right spot, but unfortunately the pace hinders him a little bit, so I wanted him in that central spot to see how he did. Overall first impressions of this card, guys. Initially I didn't like it. I played it without chemistry style to see where he was weak, and I thought this card wasn't going to be able to make up for it. But once I did put that chemistry style on him, boy, he played really well for me. He was a fantastic player overall on that attacking midfield position. Without further ado though, let's just get into the review. FLORIAN THAUVIN, 5'10", high medium work rate, left-footed, 4 successful moves, and 3-star weak foot. The only thing I don't like here, guys, is that weak foot. Of course, he is left-footed, so that does catch players off guard a lot. A lot of people do think he is right-footed or don't cover that left foot as well as they should. This card very good on his left foot as well. I wish it was a 4-star weak foot, that's the only thing there. 5 games played, 5 goals scored, and 3 assists. So a really nice return as well in terms of how this card played for me too. In terms of chemistry style, guys, and I do try these cards without a chemistry style in the first game to see where I think they could be improved on. And to be honest, THAUVIN I thought needed improved in 4 stat categories, which is pace, dribbling, shooting, and passing. So I put the engine on him. I figured I can make do with the shooting, and I really needed to boost his playmaking ability in this team, and that really did help him, guys. I thought he played incredibly well. We'll go through more of that though in the summary. Getting into the key stats here, guys. Now the key ones to pick up on are the short and long pass, pretty decent. Actually, his long pass I think is better than the 82 suggests. Very decent there as well. His attack positioning is decent. His agility is very good. His stamina level is good. Overall, guys, I would say this card has a number of categories which are just very good. I wouldn't say he's a standout in anything. Even his dribbling, although his dribbling is very decent, I do think he needs a bit of a boost just to bring his overall maneuverability and speed up on that ball as well. In terms of the cons though, guys, because of how this card is in terms of being very good at everything, he really doesn't have any cons in terms of what you're getting value for coin player. I think this card really is very well balanced for an attacking midfielder, and with the boost as well, if he was to get that, he'll be a phenomenal playmaker, guys, and he'll really go to close to elite in almost 4 stat categories. So overall, guys, I think this is a really nice card. The player traits, he's got the finesse shot trait, flair trait, long shot taker, and technical dribbler, so all really nice to have in an attacking midfielder as well, or a wide playmaker as well. I'd like to see the playmaker trait in there, but otherwise, and then maybe the long passer. Of course, he doesn't have great long passing, so we're not likely to see that one, but certainly the playmaker trait, I'd like to have seen that one, but having that flair trait in there is always a bonus. So those are really nice trait sets to have in there too. Now that we've covered all of that, we're going to get into some of the clips that I got with him. So guys, getting into some of FLORIAN THAUVIN's clips, and what you guys are going to see here is his general ability to play that number 10 slot both as a finisher and as a playmaker. Now, the first thing I want to get into, guys, is how well-rounded this card is, and I don't just say that because all of his stats are green and he does this really well and he does that really well. This card is genuinely one of the most well-rounded center attacking midfielders under that 300k price that you will find. And in general, I think this card will stay at a relatively good value given the league that he's in and the nationality as well. Although you do have a lot of linkability in Ligue, he does obviously have some limitations being in that league as well. So I think that this card, guys, is really good value, right? Really good value in the future, and because he's so well-rounded, when he does receive that boost, he'll just become an even more well-rounded player and more capable in terms of what you're able to do with this card. Now, you guys are seeing a lot of these long-range finesse shots. The reason for that is, of course, he has that finesse shot trait. I did want to try that out and see how it did from a bit of range. And overall, guys, I was actually impressed with everything on this card. I didn't feel like any part of it was really lacking at all. His passing is decent, his shooting is decent, his dribbling is pretty decent, and boost that with the chemistry style, or when he gets a boost, if he gets a boost, he'll become even better with all of that. And I think that's something that's really exciting to think about with this card, because he is so good currently without it all, just with the chemistry style on. So I do feel like that we've got a lot to look forward to on this card. Of course, another thing I do want to talk to you guys about is his footedness. He does only have 3-star weak foot. However, I didn't really feel a struggle using his right foot that often. He is very left foot dominant. However, if you do have to use that right foot, it is okay. That's one thing I would say that holds him back in that number 10 slot, and maybe what suits him more to being a wide cam as well, which this card is perfectly capable of doing, is that he is very left-footed. You could play him both off the right and the left, i.e. crossing it off the left or cutting in off the right and finessing it into that top corner, which is what this card I think is built to do as well. That is of course what he does in real life as well. He is of course playing off that right wing or in that number 10 slot. So overall guys, I feel like this card was really built for being a go between those two positions as well, rather than just being a dead-on centre attacking midfielder. I think that's why he's so well-rounded, is because he is built actually for those two positions in general. You guys are seeing as well, the dribbling is pretty solid. I would say guys, if you want to focus on boosting something, I would say focus on boosting the pace and the dribbling. Now, I don't think the passing is as essential, so maybe something in between those, you'll do yourself a lot of favors in terms of what you'll be able to do with this card. As we get into some of his goals now, guys, you guys are going to see just generally very decent finishing, very tidy finishing, especially on that left foot. People don't expect the left-footed shot as often as, of course, they do the right-footed shot, which makes it much easier to sometimes create chances and take those kinds of chances like that finesse shot here. You guys will see a lovely finesse goal here again, slots around the keeper. And in this final clip, you're going to see what I love to do with this card. Just dribble around, take it past the defender there, get a little bit of luck here with this bounce, but he finishes it nevertheless. So guys, getting into this final Florian Thauvin summary. Of course, right now these cards are just released, guys, so we will not be doing a price comparison on these cards, but just to show you guys, $294 on the PlayStation, $220 on the Xbox 369. I do of course expect this to fall, given how things are in the market, how volatile it is in the market right now. You will be able to pick these cards up for cheaper as the week goes on. In terms of the key stats, guys, of course, the dribbling pretty solid there, the passing okay, the stamina, the shooting, the pace, everything is pretty solid on this card. But guys, I will say, and I will recommend again, to please bear in mind that with the boost, this card will become phenomenal. He'll go to 89 pace with 91 acceleration. His shooting and finishing will be a lot better. His passing will be phenomenal as well, and his dribbling will just get all that better as well. So really, guys, could really be a fantastic card. In terms of the chemistry style that I would recommend, guys, now I did put an engine on him. I think this is the best one for him. I think this really helps out his passing element of his card, his speed element of his card, and his dribbling as well, which he really does need. His shooting, you can make do with that, I think, and I got 5 goals in 5 games, so the first game I didn't score any goals with him, and the other 4 games I did get a goal each, at least in those games. So overall, guys, I think that's the one to go for in terms of recommended chemistry style. However, I'd like to hear what you guys think as well in terms of chemistry style and how you're going to use this, or how you would use this card as well. In terms of the similar players, guys, now this card is quite a slow playmaker. I would say something similar to a better version of Jack Grealish, slightly more pacey, not quite as quick as Harvey Barnes, but sort of the same level of output. I do think that this Florian Thauvin has a very good level of output, and that makes him a very fun card to use. I do think he's actually better than this Julian Brandt here. I do think he has a better output than that card for sure. So somewhere in between Harvey Barnes and Jack Grealish's cards, I do think that that's a fair and reasonable estimation. I think this Jack Grealish obviously has a lot less than this Florian Thauvin, but overall I would say that it's in the same sort of vein as a player in terms of how they play. In terms of the linkability, guys, you've got some good linkability here. You've of course got perfect links to Morgan Sanson, Jordan Amavi, as well as Mandanda, if you did want to somehow link him into Mandanda as well. You've of course got links, strong links to all the French icons, as well as players like Mbappe, Camavinga, Ben Yedder, Jonathan Bamba, Jean-Claude Todibo, of course the new Les Melou that came out last week, Kurzawa, Mole, of course, as well, Lala. Are so many fantastic links with these French players in Ligue, and really is a nice card to link in there, which leads me on to my final recommendation, guys, about whether I would consider buying this card when the price does eventually drop. I think this is a really nice card, guys, and if you are building a Ligue 1 team, this card slots right in. I wouldn't play him out wide. I would say he's a number 10. Comparing him to someone like Memphis Depay, this card is a level above Depay in terms of output. He's got far better composure, and when you put a chemistry style on him, his overall ability and what he could become, of course, as well, because of the boost, I think he's way better than Depay. So if you do have Depay in your teams, this is a very viable alternative that you'll be able to link in much more easily with strong links as well, unless you've of course got that Toko Cambia left. But of course, a lot of linkability in how you can use this card and where you can put him in your team. Hope you guys did enjoy this review. If you did, please do smash that like button. Until next time, I will see you all in a bit.